Okay, so sorry about the delay, guys. I am still learning how to work, explain everything. Okay, so I'm going to actually work out number 9. So this is number 9. All right. So one thing that I like to do, and I want you guys to do first, is write down all of your given information. So you can see I highlighted and marked up number 9. And I'm actually going to write it down. So given. This is a very good test taking skill to just go and grab all the information that's needed to solve. All right, so we have 208 kilos, and I'll abbreviate, and then they give us 50 minutes. All right, so this is our starting information for one set, and I'll change the color. And then our starting information for the other is 153 kilos. And then they give us 1.5 hours. There we go. Okay, so this is our information for the given problem for number 9. So we are doing unit rates. So the goal is to get one quantity to be 1. Since we're dealing with hours, it's easier to understand everything in per hour. Per hour just means that that's 1 hour. So let's see here. The goal. Find unit rate. And what that looks like is that our final answers is in per hour. So once we're finished, we should see per 1 hour, right? Per 1 hour. And we're gonna have kilo here. So now we just need to work it out to see what the number is going to be here. And what the number is going to be here, okay? So that's the goal. All right, so let me start to set up the problem. So I'm going to use the box method what Mr. P showed me, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a really great method. I have definitely taken it on, and I like it. Before we can start with number 1, if you guys, with number 9, if you guys notice, we have minutes and we have hours. So in order to solve this, we need the same quantity. So for example, we have kilo and we have kilo. So it's easier to explain everything per hour instead of per minute, okay? So the goal is to get the goal is to get 50 minutes to 1 hour and 1/2 hour to 1 hour. So we need to work our math to make that happen. All right. But first I'm going to convert 50 minutes into hours. And what that looks like is you have 50 minutes times our conversion factor, which is 1 hour, to 60 minutes. All right. Those minutes will cancel. And then you're going to be left with the hour. So basically that's just 50 over 60 per hour. And then if you cancel those zeros out, you are left with 5 over 6 per hour. Okay. So now that we have 5 over 6 hours, right? This is the same thing as 50 minutes. 5 over 6 hour. Okay, that was not given. We had to figure that out. But we had enough information to figure it out. Okay, so now we're going to start our box method. So method, we're going to use, and remember there's 4 different methods. We're going to use the box method. Okay. So let me kind of squeeze that down a little. Okay, so the box method for 208. So we have 208 kilo, and then we have 5/6. I'm going to use the 5/6 because when I did the decimal, it kind of confused you guys, so I'll just stick with the fractions. And we'll just work it like that. Now my goal is to get this to equal to 1, right? It doesn't look like 1 right now, so I'm going to take my steps that I need to take in order to get it to 1, okay? So first step is I am going to get rid of the 5's in the 5/6 equation. So I'm going to multiply everything by the reciprocal, so 1/5. And I'm going to multiply this by 1/5. Remember, there's a 1 under here that's invisible. So these two 5's cancel. And now I have basically 208 divided by 5. And down here, so we continue this. Down here, I have 1/6. All right, now we're getting somewhere, okay? So now I have 1/6. So now what I'm going to do is I am actually going to say that 208 divided by 5 is 41.6. So I'm going to say this is actually, hold on, let me erase this. Okay. I'm actually going to say that this is blue. This right here equals 41.6 kilos. Okay. So I'll continue this on. And then this is hours. So we're almost to 1. We're not at 1 yet. The goal is 1. So now what can I do to get a 1 in the hour? I will multiply by 6/1. That way that cancels out, and I should have a 1 hour. Amazing. That's what I wanted. So whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So now we have 41.6 times 6, and then that is going to equal 249.60, which you can round off to 250. Okay, and remember that's our kilo. So that basically looks like, if that's a ratio, then that would basically be 250 kilo per 1 hour. Final answer. Okay, this is great because now we can go plug this into our given information up there. So now I can put 250. You barely can see it, but it's there. Okay, so 250 per hour. Let me shrink this a little. There we go. Okay, so now we can do the same thing for the second one. All right, so let me go back to red using the box method. Right, I have 153 kilo because I'm using the box method, and I have a half hour. I don't need a conversion because we're using hours. Remember, the goal is to get the bottom to 1 because it's just easier to count everything in hours, right? So per hour. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to say, hey, let's get rid of the 2. How can we do that? If we say 2/1 goes here, right? 2 goes here. Same thing as 2/1. Same deal. Okay, and so that cancels out. Oh, nice. Now we have a 1 per And if we do the math here, you have 153 times 2. 153 times 2 is 306. So now you have 306 kilo. Amazing. Now you have your second ratio, which is 306 kilo per 1 hour. Final answer. Now we can plug this information into here, which is very, very tiny, but 306, right? So those are your two different unit rates. Your two unit rates will be 250 per hour and 306 per hour, right? And this is per hour, kilometers. Okay, who goes the fastest? 306 is faster than 250. And to know how much faster, you just take the difference of the two. So you'll basically just say 306 minus 250 will give you your final answer of 56.4 per hour, kilo per hour. Final answer, box it. Okay, so I know this was a lot. This was definitely a lot of information for number 9, but I'm just going to recap again. So the number 1 step would be to write down your given information, right? Okay. Try to understand what are you solving for. So I just wrote this down to know we're solving per hour. From there, it's important to understand what method you're going to use. And if you need to do a conversion prior to your box method, then understand what that conversion is as well. Right? They give you two quantities to look at here. So the top was versus the bottom. But we had our final answer, which was here for 1. And we had our final answer, which was here for the second. And we compare them and we put them here. And then finally, we had the difference here. Okay, so that's the final answer. Okay, so that was for number 9. So I'm going to let you guys use this method as a template. And the answers are here, right here for 11. So you can see. So 11 is here. All right. These are the answers for 11, 8 minutes, and 5 minutes. And then 13, you basically just find the error. So you just set it up and find the error, okay? So definitely submit your corrections back to me for homework. But number 9 is definitely the biggest one that I would love to see all of your work. So please show all of your work. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'll clean this up a little bit here so it's not so messy. There we go. Clean it up just a little bit. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and resubmit it, and I hope this helps you guys. Thank you.